Jimmy got it. That was the end of the story. Then we came to know that we have really won the World Cup. कई बार बिलीव नहीं होता कि वाकई में हमने जीता है, बट जिमी ने लास्ट विकेट जब लिया तब ऐसा लगा कि हाँ, क्योंकि स्कोर कम और फिर भी उनके जो लेटर ऑन बैट्समैन थे वो रन बनाते थे.
मैं
गॉड इज वेरी काइंड टू अस.
जिमी से दो सवाल करना चाह रहा हूँ क्योंकि ब्रेक मुझे यहाँ पर है. दो तीन मैचेस में आपकी और यशपाल की बड़ी जबरदस्त पार्टनरशिप हुई, स्पेशली इंग्लैंड गेम में जहाँ आप दोनों ने एकदम एक स्विच ऑन कर दिया. ऐसे लग रहा था कि चलते जा रहा है, एकदम किसी ने स्विच ऑन कर दिया और स्कोर आगे बढ़ता गया. टेल अस अबाउट दैट पार्टनरशिप सो दैट पीपल विल अंडरस्टैंड लिटिल बिट मोर अबाउट इट.
नहीं, बिल्कुल मेरे ख्याल से प्लानिंग इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. आप कुछ भी करें प्लानिंग के बगैर नहीं कर सकते. So in those days we were playing 60 overs cricket and we used to have lunch break, tea break and all those things used to happen. We were batting together before tea. तो यश के पास मैं गया तो of course we are talking Punjabi only. तो ऐसे यश हाँ जी बाजिबा मैं कहा जरा आराम नाल खेडी. Don't take any risk before tea. ऐसे we should lose a wicket. That was the plan. And I said okay ठीक है. So we played very slow. I don't know what the guy must be thinking in the dressing room at that time. I'm sure he must be thinking टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं कि वनडे क्रिकेट खेल रहे हैं. तो जब हम वापस भी गए तो आई थिंक वहाँ पे ना माहौल कुछ अलग था वैसे ड्रेसिंग रूम में. नॉर्मली क्या होता है जब बैट्समैन आता है अंदर तो 4 आदमी आते हैं आपके पूछने के लिए, कोई पानी ला रहा है, कोई चाय ला रहा है 20 मिनट में ना. तो यहाँ पे हमें अलग से छोड़ दिया गया एक तरह से. आई थिंक मान आए थे, मान लेके आए थे वहाँ पे हमारे लिए, हमारे मैनेजर. एंड सो एनीवे, सो उसके बाद when we were going down, then I say कि now Yash, this is the time we must take some risk. I say you play safely and I'll go for it. He say yes जिम्पा. ओ जिम्पा करी जाए और मारी भी जाए जाके वहाँ पे. अच्छा जब भी मैं एक शॉट मारूँ तो ओवर खत्म हो जाए तो ऐसे कि टेक इट इजी. अच्छा जिम्पा एक उधर रैलेट को मार दिया, एक बॉब विलिस को मार दिया. तो आई थिंक इट जस्ट प्लानिंग थी कि हम लोग वी नाउ विल गो फॉर इंग्लिश बॉलिंग. एंड आई थिंक वंस यू स्टार्ट हिटिंग ऑटोमेटिकली जो ओपोनेंट्स थे दे वर बिकेम मोर डिफेंसिव. एंड व्हाट एन ग्रेट
आपके पीछे somebody has joined us as well. Sunil Gavaskar has joined us. Very happy to see that he's got his seatbelt on as well. Huge applause from everybody.
And second is open at this point. Yeah, so maybe we should just back around and tell us.
Yeah.
Anything I'm thinking about. Because that bowling is not worth it. Yeah, when we ask is your me.
Sunny, can you tell us your memories of that day? Ravi said he's going to Lords in a couple of hours. That morning of 25th of June 1983, not the evening, but the morning. No, I don't think we can get the audio.
And he's on mute.
I've unmuted myself. It's very seldom that somebody can mute me, but I'm going to unmute myself. No, but I was just saying that it was just just listening to these. So for these are stories that one can hear over and over again. The thing about being dipped into the pool, dumped into the pool. These are all fantastic things. This is what many years after you finish playing cricket, that's what you remember. Makeshift, has made this group such a special group. And we really miss Yash today. Yash would have really enjoyed for the premiere as well, because he was such a team man, somebody who was always wanting to get into a team environment, to do something for the team. So really missing Yash over the last year. But yes, to come back to that thing on the 25th of June morning, the tension was still about the complimentary tickets. The match was at the back of your mind because when you leave tickets at the reception, the hotel reception, there is no guarantee, because we are such a clever amongst the Indians, that if you left it in the name of Mr. Patel or something like that, or so there will be so many guys who might actually be, Bogles, but who will say that they are Patels and pick the ticket. And so that was the tension. And then of course, when you went to the ground, I think they just started to come through that, oh, you're playing the West Indies in the finals. And we went and, as we walked from to the nursery for a little bit of a knock, that's where you saw the pitch. And the pitch was so green, it was almost as if the groundsman couldn't care, since England was not in the finals, couldn't be bothered about shaving the grass on the pitch. But in the end, that actually helped us because our bowling was exactly suited for that kind of a surface. So the memories really have been, of the morning have been really about the tension, about making sure that the tickets reach the right way.
Yeah, I'm sure Anupam and Amulya and Amit, you're enjoying this. But next to you, one seat next to you is actually Sunil Gavaskar's opening partner. Chika, 38, did you think it would be the highest score of the World Cup final at that time?
I'll be lying if I say yes. I mean, I don't believe it even today, honestly. And I don't believe that.
But you have to believe it, it's even today.
And the point is, Jimmy Amarnath is talking about planning, technique and all. And when you have opening up a legendary opener like Sunil Gavaskar, Jimmy Amarnath Matri, then people like Vik Sarkar, the greats of like Kapil Dev, I realized I don't have any planning. Let me be honest with you, I don't have planning even today in my life. So best thing to do is play your natural game. I took that license from Jimmy in the middle of the wicket. I said, the only way to play this fast bowlers is attack is the best form of defense. Well, I knew I didn't have the technique like Jimmy or Sunny or Dilip or kuch nahi, no chance hai. Chalo, maar to maar, out to out, hit my hit out and get out. So that was my attitude. So Jimmy said, go for it. Jimmy said, chal, jao now. So, वैसे हो गया आज.
I think Jimmy might have a different story. Might have a different story to tell. Did he really tell you that?
नहीं, इसका क्या था कि ये जब चलता था तो बैट इसका रगड़ के आता था ऐसे, और आके बैट ऐसे मारते ना, बैट लेके ना, जिमी व्हाट टू डू यार, व्हाट टू डू मैन, और से एक तो उसका एक्सेंट भी, मैं पंजाब का, वो मद्रास का, मैं पंजाबी बोल रहा हूँ, वो अंग्रेजी बोल रहा है. So anyway, then I said कि Jimmy, I'm having some problem with Joe. I said, what problem? So I said, just play a normal game. He said, yeah? Can I play a normal game? I said, go ahead. First thing is slashed over slips 4 runs. Next thing, square cut pass point. Then he went to the other end. Then he again not slogged. He played a pull shot to a good delivery. Andy Roberts. It's a pitched up delivery. Only he could do it. Nobody else. They went for a flat 6. I think Andy just kept looking at him. What's wrong? What's happening to this guy? Next ball, square cut, square drive. And I still remember Malcolm Marshall used to call him madman. Because in those days, people never used to hit over the top to fast bowlers. But he was the only one in the world at that time. He would hit over mid-off, over covers and all that. But what a fantastic inning. Really, I think that was one of the best innings we watched in the World Cup from Indian point of view. And at a crucial time, I think we needed somebody like him to go and score those runs freely. Although we scored 183, but I think they were good enough to beat West Indies.
Dilip is wondering what I'm doing sitting next to Chika at this stage, because Chika, I promise you, from the time I used to know him in the mid-80s to now, he has not changed at all.
What is that? What is that to change, Ashak? क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? क्या change करना चाहिए, you know? One good thing is there are friends here and people are watching. I had the license from all the captains, whether it's a Kapil Dev or a Sunil Gavaskar. Chika, अपना game खेलो. So both Sunny, who say hi Sunny, and then of course Sunny is my original partner, and then Ravi Shastri, my other partner. How are you, Shastri? What's up, man? So
This thing.
yeah. So all these guys used to give me the license. Maar, kuch bhi kar. So one thing is when we have captains backing and the players, all the senior players backing, they can play a natural game. What more do you want? I mean, why should I change them? I said, क्या बात कर रहे हैं आप? Change. क्या change करना चाहिए बोलो?
Okay, tell me, when you became captain, then what did you think about it?
When as Indian captain, then we had the Imran Khan. So all we wanted to do was that was short while, but then that's right. Dear guys, I'm a natural guy. Whatever happens, good things, bad things, ugly things. That's the way I play. That's what I do. That's it.
Next to him is Dilip Vincent. A very completely different kind of personality. Dilip, what were your thoughts going into that World Cup? Because not many people thought India had a chance of winning. What were your thoughts when you reached England for that World Cup?
No, I think before that, we played a match in Berbice against West Indies. And that was the first time India beat West Indies. And West Indies, of course, was invincible at that point of time. They had dominated for 15 years. Of ODIs and of course Test match cricket as well. But then we knew that there might be an outside chance that we might beat them. And that's what happened in Old Trafford when we played, I think, for the first time. And we thought that we should bat first. And put them under pressure. Because under pressure they might crumble. And that's what happened at Old Trafford as well as at the Lords.
Sandeep, I've been asked to ask you this question, Sandeep, if you're still awake. Zaga is na? I don't know if Sandeep slept at 8 o'clock. In the days of day-night cricket, Sandeep would be asleep at the non-striker end.
Hello. I think the sleep which I missed during my playing days, I'm trying to catch up.
That semi-final, there was a smile on your face when that last ball was being bowled, with the entire field on one side so that you could play the shot and run. What were your thoughts when that ball is coming in? I mean, everyone assumed the game is over, but I still have to hit the ball.
In fact, I smiled because Kapil started smiling. You know, he was at the other end, and of course, we had never experienced something like that. You know, all the fielders on the offside. So naturally, it was a funny moment.
I was told you, Ravi and Kirti were the pranksters in the team. Is that right? Kirti was such a...
And what about this man?
वो तो उनके लिए अभी आखिरी सवाल रखा है मैंने बल्लू जी के बारे में बोल रहे हैं हम.
Yeah.
But I was told, asked specifically, Kirti, Sandeep and Ravi were the pranksters of the side. I can understand Ravi, we've known him so well, he's far enough of...
Ravi was my room partner, but we are missing one other guy, great guy, late Yash. He was also in a gang.
Of pranksters?
हमारे साथ अच्छे बच्चे थे और साथ I shouldn't be saying बुरे बच्चे थे. That's how the combination works, 7 against 7. 7 लोग दिन में खेलते थे, 7 लोग शाम को खेलते थे.
Ravi laughing. Ravi, been seeing everything you're doing, by the way. But just to tell you how close they were, number 4 was Yashpal Sharma. Number 5 was Sandeep Patil. They even called their boys by the same name. Chirag is here. Your Chirag is around as well. Both called their boys Chirag. Can you imagine? I'm sure that was not what you were talking about in the middle. बच्चे का नाम चिराग रखे. अरे मैं भी सोच रहा था चिराग रखूं. No, okay. बल्लू जी, बॉल सबको याद है, लेकिन रन बनाया आपने. I want to ask you about your runs. क्योंकि आपने अक्सर कहा कि वो बॉल सर पे लगा इसलिए बॉल जो हाथ में से निकला वो अलग निकला.
लास्ट विकेट पार्टनरशिप की बात कर रहे हो.
हाँ.
तो मैं ऑलवेज बिलीव करता हूँ कि लास्ट बैट्समैन जो होता है, लास्ट विकेट पार्टनरशिप, अगर वो नॉट आउट रहे तो जितने भी रन बनते हैं मैं सोचता हूँ कि मैंने बनाए, क्योंकि मैं अगर आउट हो जाता हूँ तो रन नहीं बनेंगे. तो उस मैच में बेशक मैंने सिर्फ 10-11 बनाए होंगे, लेकिन मेरी अकेली भाई की पार्टनरशिप हुई तो हमारी 22 रन की पार्टनरशिप हुई और वो स्कोरिंग गेम में इंपॉर्टेंट पार्टनरशिप थी. मुझे लगता है ऐसा आज भी लगता है. तो मुझे लगता है कि मैंने 22 रन बनाए क्योंकि मैं वहाँ आउट नहीं हुआ, मैं नॉट आउट ही रहा. और उसका एक दूसरा कारण भी था कि मेरे सर में जब बॉल लगा तो मुझे सब वो टीचरें याद आ गई जिसने कान पे मुझे मारा. और उसके बाद में दिमाग चलने लग जाता है.
Even Sunil Gavaskar is laughing at it. That leaves one man. But भाई आपको पता था कि जब आप वो टनब्रिज वेल्स में 175 आपकी इनिंग्स चल रही थी, तो मैनेजर ने कहा था कि कोई हिलेगा नहीं, किसी को बाथरूम जाने नहीं दिया मैनेजर ने ना। अब तो जाने देते हैं सबको, आज परमिशन है सबको।
नहीं, आपके भी जब 18 तारीख को बात की जा रही थी जिम्बाब्वे मैच के लिए, तो मैंने पूरी टीम को मैसेज भेजा, डोंट मूव। ऐसी यादें रह जाती हैं। और जब मैं मैनेजर बना तो मेरे को ये लगा कि 14 छोटे भाई मेरे साथ रहेंगे। धीरे धीरे जैसे मैचेस जीतते गए और फाइनल्स जीतने के बाद एकदम कपिल्स डेविल्स, तो मैं एकदम परेशान हो गया। 1 महीने में मेरे छोटे भाई डेविल्स कैसे बन गए। लेकिन एक ऐसी चीज हुई जिसकी वजह से आज इंडिया की क्रिकेट वहाँ पे है।
मैं यहाँ पे वो जो सुपरस्टिशन की बात जो की है, मान ने जो सारी टीम को जैसे बैठे हैं वैसे बैठने का है, तो श्रीकांत और उसकी बेगम झाड़ के नीचे एक के बाद एक सिगरेट पी रहा है और ये केप्ट है हर शोल्डर्स। ऐसे ही ऐसे वो देख रहा था, सडनली ही सेड मार बोल के बता उधर ही कर ले।
बेगम भी सिगरेट पी रही थी।
बेगम साथ में रहना चाहिए, हर वक्त सिगरेट पीते भी।
बेगम नहीं सिगरेट पीता रहे, मैं पी रहा है। बेगम सिगरेट पी रहा है। विद्या, ये नहीं आता ना लोग माइंड में क्या वाला रंग है, लोग भी वाली बोलते हैं। The problem with Man was it was so cold here, Tonbridge was an open air, and Vidya at least is born and when fully brought up, maybe she's used to the cold weather. मैं तो मद्रासी हूँ, hot weather. मैं बोल रहा मान 5 मिनट में नहीं कुछ भी करो, आप तो पैंडेमिक करो से क्या दबा रहे हैं. So entire 175 not out, thanks to Man Singh, both Vidya and myself saw the match, leading on Vidya's shirt, the shoulder and the wall, and it was an amazing, what do you call, 175 couple there, losing great Baji.
Is that why, before this function started, you quickly went to the washroom and came?
You are right. You said it right. You were searching where Srikanth. I heard you saying that. I thought better not to do the same thing. What mistake I did in Tonbridge Wells.
अजी, जब आप आंख बंद करके वर्ल्ड कप के बारे में सोचते हो, कभी ट्रॉफी याद आती है या वो कैच जो पकड़ा आपने याद आता है या टनब्रिज वेल याद आता है? पहली मेमोरी क्या आती है आपको?
लास्ट विकेट।
Not the trophy, last wicket.
I think the most important thing is जो भी होता है, जब वो रियल विन आता है ना, वो लास्ट बॉल हो या लास्ट रन हो, लास्ट विकेट हो, I think that's the most. You keep on thinking, yes, आपका माइंड चलता है कि ये हो सकता है, but I think the focus is the most important thing. And ये था कि जब वो जिमी ने बॉल किया और LBW दिया, I think it was just a different feeling. Before that, you start thinking it's possible, but it's not possible till the last wicket. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. 175 was the turning point of the tournament, and जो कैच पकड़ी कपिल ने, वो टर्निंग पॉइंट ऑफ द फाइनल था. वहाँ से हमको उम्मीदें लग गई थी कि अभी हम मैच जीत जाएंगे. सिर्फ 5 विकेट और निकाली.
Filmy Galaxy is here. I'm just trying to look at the scorecard. And Malcolm Marshall caught Gavaskar. That was a big moment. You remember that well? Because he was probably the last batsman who could take them there.
Yes, because he used to take his batting quite seriously. He wanted to be known as an all-rounder, Malcolm. And therefore, while he and Bhujan were together, West Indies would have still had some hopes of getting to the target, because it wasn't a really big target. So that catch, I think he stepped down the pitch trying, because Jimmy was getting the ball to go, and he stepped down the pitch trying to negate the movement of the surface, but the ball bounced just a little bit, And I think Jimmy saw him come down, and then Jimmy hold it also just a little bit wide. And then the edge came to me. But I think at that point, you also got to remember that most captains would have not employed a slip fielder. Most captains would have looked at saving a run, run saving position, not a wicket taking position. So both Jimmy and who was the vice captain and Kapil deserve the compliments for looking to take wickets, because really that was the only way we could have won, was to dismiss West Indies for under-armed. Yeah, that was the reason why I was standing there. I had very heavy contribution to make throughout that tournament. But these two catches certainly made me feel that I contributed just a little bit in that effort.
Wally, your thoughts as the tournament was progressing? Were you, as Kirti said, or as Sandeep said, the 7 good guys or the 7 other guys? Which group were you in?
Neutral, and incidentally, I've been mentioning this time and again, that the captain and the manager had a single, and so did the vice captain. The fourth person who had a single group was me.
Not because of your reputation.
Certainly not, because I had one of the badmashes with me. So he was out practically every day. Can you imagine the state, the play,
Now you have to tell
present
us.
day,
You have to tell us.
and they see you. So it was.
So who was your roommate? Come on.
Any guesses?
You're looking left, so I'm assuming it's Kirti.
At you. I'm looking at you.
I have no idea. Was it Kirti? Was it Ravi? Was it Sandeep?
My best buddy, right from college.
बेस्ट स्टडी है तो बोलने की जरूरत क्या है?
Bachelor. Let's get that, But he was one of the fun-loving, enjoying himself, and he definitely was the ringleader. And Kirti was.
Sandy was the ringleader.
Yeah, and the vice captain was certainly Kirti, for sure. And even though you spoke about superstitions, Aisha, let me tell you, the Zimbabwe game, yes, Manbai was absolutely adamant, nobody moves out. But it was worse even in the final. Final, in case you happen to be inside the dressing room and you're sitting there and the wicket falls, then you can't get up.
In 2 miles, take
And
exit.
we had not many people who were, and everyone was sitting where they were parked at that moment.
The manager had that much power in those days.
He did enforce. In fact, the board president also forced him.
Ravi, there's a mention about how would your team have been had there been COVID protocol. There's no way you, Kirti and Sandeep are sticking in 83.
Can't see them. No chance. You would have found a way to sneak out. No question about it. Tawari. You would have 100% found a way of sneaking out.
कभी कब आपको पता चला कि एक बहुत बड़ी चीज हमने की है? You said the last week at that point did you realize कि इतनी बड़ी चीज है कि 40 साल के बाद भी लोग जो फिल्म बनाना चाहेंगे, किताब करना चाहेंगे, इतने लोग देखिए हॉल भरा हुआ है, कहानियां सुनना चाहेंगे. At what point do you think कि हमने कुछ बड़ी चीज की है?
What I feel it's not happened overnight, over the period of time. हम जीते, but आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि उसी दिन जिंदगी चेंज हो गई. जिंदगी हर रोज चेंज होती जाती है. लास्ट आई थिंक 10 साल में जो मुझे लगा कि बहुत प्यार मोहब्बत थोड़ी ज़्यादा मिल रही है, क्योंकि क्रिकेट इस जगह पर इंडियन क्रिकेट पहुंच गई है. तो उस समय तो ज़िंदगी चेंज नहीं हुई, लेकिन आज जब मिलते हैं तो लगता है कि हर एक दिन शायद वो इम्पोर्टेंट दिन बनता जा रहा है, उसकी चर्चा होती है. तो इसलिए शायद अब हमें ज़्यादा इज्जत मान मिल रहा है, एंड वो आप शब्दों में भी नहीं बयान कर सकते. उस दिन अगर आप पूछो अगले दिन क्या हुआ, नॉर्मल लाइफ थी, कोई फर्क नहीं था. अगली सीरीज खेले, बड़ी पिटाई हुई, बड़ी गालियाँ मिली, वो सब कुछ नॉर्मल था. पर जब आप ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम होते हैं ना, तो पता चलता है कि दिस टीम हैव डन अ ग्रेट जॉब. एंड आई कैन, एज अ कैप्टन, आई कैन ओनली से दैट आई थिंक everybody was wonderful. You need those 7 people also this side. You need those 7 people, quiet people also. अगर सारे सुनील गावस्कर जैसे होते तो बाकी और कौन, सुनील गावस्कर कौन होता? और सारे अगर संदीप और कीर्ति और रवि की तरह होते तो बाकी कौन होता? I think it's a blend was very, very important. We had a very mature player also, and we had very young player. And to me, the character is more important. And this team has a character. I think that's what I feel proud about.
There's one other thing when you look at everybody over here. If you look down the scorecard, I still look at that scorecard so many times. Is that team batted till number 11, and that team had 6-7 bowling options. Aajkal we talk about all-rounders, we talk about balance. वो team construct हुई थी वैसे कि इतने मुझे bowling options चाहिए कि
नहीं, मुझे इतना याद नहीं है. One can easily say the storyteller are the most beautiful people, like Sandeep. He tells the story, so you need that type of idea. I think आधी टीम बन जाती है और 90% टीम बन जाती है. 2-3 के ऊपर ही सिर्फ as a captain you have to work on that year. You need mature people also, you need young boys also, and that's what it happened. If you ask me, I remember everything. No, I don't remember much of that, but it's remember that जब टीम बन गई, then you start feeling and start working on that. And some of the players who could have gone on that tour didn't make it, but that's how the life is all about.
Amit, what caused you to do this? I mean, you're too young to remember all these stories.
I mean, like 3 years and some months, 2 years and some months.
That's okay. That's okay. You were not a World Cup baby like Yash and Ray were.
No, I think so. My parents were a bit ahead of time. So, but yeah, I mean, growing up, we've all played cricket, and I was blessed to be in the school which I was brought up. There was a lot of sports and activities that we've done. So we've always been very closely associated with cricket. And the moment we started doing Opus almost a decade back, we always thought we should do something special for the Indian, the Indian sports or something related to India. During that whole conversation, the conversation just stuck one day. Me and Ajay Jadeja sitting by the pool, talking about we should do something on Opus. And next thing I know, he's invested. He's talking to Sunil sir connecting me to Kapil sir. And so it goes back like almost 3 years, 3.5 years, 2019. This is a pre-COVID idea, which was conceived in COVID and released.
So you see, even COVID could come in the way of a 1983 World Cup book.
So what's funny is we actually started the whole Opus journey just the day before the lockdown was announced, the second wave, which was the most deadliest. And we were supposed to shoot with Kapil sir the next day, and immediately morning he said, यार कुछ लग रहा है, अभी नहीं करते, अगले हफ्ते करेंगे. And that अगला हफ्ता went on to become almost a month. So finally, when some sanity came back in, so we had decided that. So essentially, the first thing that we do with any Opus is we get the signatures done, because that is the USP of the brand. Without the signatures, it's just another book. The authenticity comes with having all these great signing on one piece of paper and making that piece of paper memorable and valuable at the same time. So flights were hardly flying. So literally our team had to drive from Delhi to Mumbai. First stop, we finished the Mumbai match. Then we moved to Goa. We did Mr. Amarnath. Then we went to Bangalore. We did Mr. Kirmani. Unfortunately, Roger sir was unwell. Then we drove all the way to Chennai, did Kiri sir, Hyderabad, Mr. P.R. Mansingh, then came back to Delhi. And it's also very memorable is due to some reason Mr. Yash sir wasn't able to join us when we did the Delhi day. So he was the only player who signed these Opus last. All the players had done the signatures before him, and he was the last player to sign this. And even his shoot, his interview that he gave was really toward the end, and he was so involved. And I still feel about it that we were supposed to meet him on the 16th. We had scheduled a 2-hour interview where the writers wanted to finish the book. But but overall, I'm quite happy with what we have done, what we have achieved. And I'm sure the players would like it, the audience would like it, and we have only 1,983 copies, and that many lucky owners who will be there to see what's in it.
So just as well as India.
Most important. Must understand, this is only 1983 books. That's what we had a deal with them. No more than that. Only number 1900.
They were precise. They said we are not giving you any demo copies also. So whatever you have demo, that comes out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So on that note, I would actually like to introduce everyone to Carl Fowler. He is the CEO of Opus International. Carl, can you hear us?
You there, Carl?
Carl, are you there?
Beautiful flowers to you. Sir, please. As now, I would like to call all the family members of the 83 legends as well as the Paymentz family to join us on stage for a group photo. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause and welcome the family members of the 83 legends as well as the Paymentz family to join us for a photo op. Yes, may we have the family please on stage, please.
वाइट पीछे ले लेना, थोड़ा पीछे आ जाओ। वाइट पिक्चर है, वाइट पिक्चर।
World Cup Opus release. On behalf of the 83 team and Paymentz, I would like to thank each and every one for joining us here today. Thank you for being so